had a really interesting experience in the second year of business. So after we started the company and then we hired our first employee, which is something we should talk about because that changed everything.
Yeah.
We landed $1 million account.
Boom.
Yeah, you'd think. And I think as much as I'm very proud of the work and I'm very proud of the team that we put to deliver the work, I think it was a bad thing for my burgeoning business because it has never happened again. It was a complete one-off. A Bay Street law firm hired us to rebrand them nationally. And so we had to build a team of 10 people on the spot.
Right, just like overnight.
Just overnight, build a team of 10 people.
Wow.
I had to call in all friends
Wow.
and like build this team in my house.
This was back in Ben Hagon Designs.
This was in Hagon Designs. So
not
this is not intent because we're still working with for-profit companies. In my house, 10 people using my washroom. We had a new baby.
Oh my God.
To service this account. And then it finished. Then the account finished. We finished. We did our work.
But you have all the payroll.
And then I'm looking around at all these faces sitting there waiting for work, waiting for their paychecks. And I'm not saying I would do anything differently now, 8 years later, 9 years later, but it was certainly an interesting challenge to grow very, very quickly. And some design firms take 10 years to get to 10 people.
I bet.
And then the next year it's finished. And so then what do you do? And we wrote it. I wrote it out for another year or so and brought in some other large clients. But that's when I started questioning the direction of the company in terms of the work we're doing, but also the direction in terms of staffing and size and all of those questions, which I think are critical for business owners. I think it's critical to understand what your comfort level is. There's a lot of focus on growth in our economy and in our media about growth is successful and having bigger is better, right? And I don't believe that it is always better. Sometimes, and for some people, it is. People want to have massive empires and make a ton of money, and that's what they're focused on. But not everybody is that way, and I don't think that everybody's cut from the same cloth. And if you don't ask those questions, especially when you're younger, I was at that time I wasn't even 30 yet. And so I was, gung-ho and still like a young buck, and I just wanted more. And then one day I remember thinking, I don't like this, and I'm not happy here, and I don't get to do the work anymore, and I just feel like an HR manager. And that's when the period of inflection began, and we started looking at what we're doing, who we're doing it for, how we're doing it, and what impact it's having on us as a couple at that time, because my wife was still working in the business, and also my relationships with my team and our clients. And so we did a lot of, it was about a 6-month process to get us to, the final output was intent, was changing the business.
Make sure to check him out online, subscribe, comment, and follow on our show. If you wanted to follow Intent, your handle is?
For Good Intent.
For Good Intent.